This was probably the most impressive part about the project, was the amount of work that was involved. So just to give you an idea, there were 4 grade 12s, and along with their SFU student advisor, they worked an average of 4 to 5 hours a day. So around 40 to 50 hours a week, outside of their school commitments, most of them had part-time jobs. They worked outside of those commitments, and for about 4 to 5 hours a day, they would work mostly downstairs in the computer lab where they could be together, and they would be hashing out all the details of this project. And that lasted from November of 2010 to March of 2010. What these kids have essentially done is the high school equivalent of a graduate degree in terms of the number of hours spent. And I think that's one of the reasons why they were so successful, was the amount of time and detail that they put into this project. It's interesting how it relates to their education. This project specifically, for example, our Physics 12 curriculum, there's a lot of concepts in there that the kids had to know in order to do well in this project. There's a lot of biology, there's a lot of chemistry, there's a whole section of the project on economics. So they had to come up with a business plan to build this settlement and to tell you how much it's going to cost. So they had to do a projection. It's interesting that all of these skills that they learn in their classes, sometimes in high school you don't really get the benefit of knowing how this applies in the real world. Not until you go to university or maybe you get a job. I think for these kids it was a real eye-opener, and they could see, right away of how this applies in the real world, and the stuff that they learn in their classes is actually quite useful. And not only useful, it's really interesting.